So let's talk about the Mann Act. The Mann Act was a law created in the year 1910. During this time, reformers began to call attention to what they claimed was a spread of immorality within the country, mostly due to the growth and urbanization of cities during the Industrial Revolution. The Progressive Era invited new reforms that sought to address moral issues such as prohibition and the temperance movement. In the case of the Mann Act, the main target of this bill was immigrants, specifically foreign women who were working as prostitutes, and foreign men who would lure these women into working as prostitutes. Now let's talk about this man, Jack Johnson. The first African-American world heavyweight boxing champion was convicted in 1913 for violating the Mann Act. Again, the law prohibiting the transportation of women across state lines for immoral purposes. This conviction was widely seen as politically motivated and racially biased, stemming from Johnson's relationship with white women, including his marriage to Lucille Cameron, who's pictured here with him. While the Mann Act was intended to combat prostitution, it was often used to target consensual sexual activity and interracial relationships. Johnson, who fled the country to avoid serving his sentence, but eventually turned himself in and served time in prison. However, in 2018, the Donald pardoned him. So the Mann Act was initially intended to address forced prostitution and the trafficking of women, but its broad wording has led to its application in various scenarios, including cases involving consensual relationships. Now, unfortunately, this public figure, Chuck Berry, was also convicted of violating the Mann Act. However, he was charged with transporting a 14-year-old girl across state lines, and he only served 20 months in prison. And the first African-American heavyweight boxing champion, Jack Johnson, who they pretty much designed the Mann Act around, he served under a year in prison. So the question nobody wants to talk about, why are they holding Diddy with no bail before his sentencing for 2 counts of the Mann Act? He was not convicted of transporting minors. Actually, we're not sure what exactly he is convicted of under the Mann Act, because the people that were transported across state lines were male prostitutes, but the girlfriends traveled across state lines to spend time with their boyfriend, which they are the ones who had the relations with the actual male prostitutes. So according to News Today, Diddy's lawyers asked Judge Arun on Tuesday, July 29th, to release Combs on a $50 million bond and allow him to live in his Miami home instead of the MDC in Brooklyn, New York. That is where he is still sitting there awaiting trial for October. Remember, the prosecution argued that some of the witnesses from the prosecution side wrote letters to the judge asking them to continue to detain Diddy until his sentencing in October. What do you guys think? Do you think Diddy should be let out until sentencing in October? Or do you think it's fair that they're keeping him detained, though in other convictions of the Mann Act did very minimal jail time? And the bond that they are offering is a substantial amount of money. Like and comment this video, and I'm also going live this evening so we can have a major discussion about this.